Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, see the world away. We've got now Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, see the world away. We now got issue 82 of D'Agostini's Build Your Own R2-D2. Now this is quite an in-depth issue, as you can see behind me. Look, I've got wires all ready to go for a test circuit. And there is, I don't know if you can see this on one of the cameras here. Look, we've got a whole heap of stuff here. And I've just opened every single screw pack up and mixed them all together because of D'Agostini's game of Guess the Screw. And there's some really tiny ones in there, look at that. But we have got a lot to do in this issue. Let me just quickly turn to the back and show you. They're all the bits and where they go on this magazine here. I'm just going to push that down a little bit further. So we're going to be doing some of the compartments, putting them together. We're going to be doing two compartments by the look of it, attaching both of these to the thing that we had last time, which I've got just under here. So we're going to be attaching them to this thing here. So I'm just going to keep that under there for safekeeping for now. And then once that's done, we're going to be putting a sensor in. Now we're going to be wiring the sensor up. And then once it's all wired up, we're going to be testing it. They're testing it with the actual unit there. I won't be doing that. I'll be testing it just on its own. And then I'll put it in the unit like they're doing there. So there is a lot to do. You thought you had an easy time in the last video, didn't you? Because it was nice and quick. Sadly, I don't think that's going to be the case for this one. But let's get cracking on this. Step one. Okay, we're going to need some bits. We're going to need that bit there. We're going to need the little sort of flap for that bit there, which is that bit there. We're going to need a little hinge, which is that bit there. What else do we need? We need a big long screw. Looking through my screws. Oh, that's the only long one we got. Oh no, there's two of these. So that one there is the screw. And it says in a 2.3 times 6mm self-tapping screw, which is one of these ones just like that. We're going to need all of that there. This is going to be fun. Okay, so it says fit the hinge BP40 to the door BP38, lining up the holes in both parts. So this is step 2. So I'm just looking around what we got here. So we're going to be working with this bit here, just like that. We're going to be lining up this hinge just onto this bit here. Just seeing if it's going to have a directional way. It doesn't look like it's directional, so you can put it in however way you want. So that's going to fit in just like that. Then we're going to be putting the screw in. They put the screw in from this side. I don't think it makes a difference, but we'll put the screw in anyway. There we go. I think it will make a difference actually, because it needs to screw into something, and I think the other side's got the thread on. Look, you can't even put it in the other side. You can only put it in one way. Should have checked that. As you can see, I haven't looked at these instructions one iota. So seeing it for the first time is where things are going to get fun. Right, this is quite a tough little thing, so I'm going to hold it in my fingers there when I'm screwing it, because it is going in quite tight. So I'm going to get that in. Oh, God, that is hard to get in, I have to say. And that's the hinge on there. You don't want to do it in too tight, obviously. You don't want to crush this together, but that's the hinge piece in. That can probably screw in a little bit more. I am conscious it feels like I'm going to bend the plastic, so let's try another screwdriver and just see if we can get a better grip on that screw. There we go. I'll put that in all the way. Perfect. So that was step 2 done, step 3 done, and step 4 done. So step 5, we're going to be attaching this now to this silver piece here. The way it's going to go is the hinge. It's hard to look. They've got it this way. They're putting the hinge sort of like into this bottom section just down there. So this is going to go, there's a hole down there. Can you see that? We're going to be putting this long shaft bit here down the hole. So why do my videos sound like innuendos all the time? I don't know. But once that's in, I'm going to hold that in place because I want that to be in quite tight. Just noticed that we have got a little tiny lip there. I don't know if we're meant to have that. I suppose we are. I don't know. But we need to get this attached here. So once that's in that hole, it says so you can fit the round post of the hinge into the matching hole in BP37. That was step 6, which we've done. Step 7, we're going to be putting this in with one of these 2.3 times 6mm self-tapping screws. This is definitely the go-to screw of this build, so Just going to get that in there and we'll start tightening that up. Make sure it's nice and tight because this is the only thing holding this lip up. And there you go. It's not going to get much tighter than that. So we've got this lip up here. I have got a little bit of an opening there. I think that's going to cause a problem. And I think if I loosen this screw a little bit, it's not going to be so apparent. There we go. That fixes that problem quite well, actually. But I think that might be a problem later on, keeping that down. Okay, but I've got these problems. You've probably got these same problems as well. That was step 7. It says step 8, it says tightening it fully. They want me to keep this tight. I don't think that's going to work. If I tighten that as much as I can get it, let me just show you as well. I'm following the instructions because they tell me to. If I tighten that as much as I can get it, that is going to spring open all by itself. You know what? I'm going to leave it like that and we'll deal with it later on. As a matter of fact, it's got a sort of like a catch to open it. So when it clips in, it's supposed to spring back all the way. You never know, the bodywork might stop that. Who knows? It says check that the hinge operates smoothly, which it does. Lovely jubbly. Then it says taking part, so we can put this back now because we're going to be working on this bit now. This is step 10. We're going to be doing exactly the same on this bit, but with the other 2 hinges. So I'm going to get the other 2 hinges up. So basically we've got that hinge there, this hinge here, this is the cover here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting the hinges on this cover. The first one they're putting in will be going through this side here, and it's going to fit just on there like that. Probably see that on one of the cameras. Now this is going to be going in with a 2x9mm screw. So this is one of the, now this is 9mm. This isn't, see that is not 9mm. That's well over 9mm. So I'm looking for a longer screw than normal, which is that one. That's the 9mm ones there. That one there, and that one there. Hunt the screw, hunt the screw. Right, okay. Now, the reason I'm not wearing my hat, Mark, I know you're one of my viewers who always ask me about the hat. Twofold. A, the thing is just far too gone now, I think. I think it's had its day. So I can't wear that. Oh, this is annoying me now. I'm going to put this in like this to get this in, and we'll start it off screwing then. So I'm being very quiet while I put this in. Hold it like that, and then we'll get this screwed in. Yes, I think the hat has had its day. Plus, when I wear the hat, it shields my face from the light, so it casts me in shadow. Bit of a vain thing to do, but there we go. That's the first hinge in. We're going to do the same with the second hinge. This is going to be step 12. The hinges are screwed in from the outside, by the look of it. So I am doing something right there, I think. I can't figure out why that was so difficult to put in. I had to cut away then because I couldn't get it in the hole. So there we go, that's both of them in. As you can see, the hinges are on the outside of these 2 pegs here. And then these are just like we did last time, going to be going into these 2 holes that correspond on the silver bit there, there and there. So we're going to push these in. And I can see this being really tricky, but if we can get one in, then I'm sure the other one's going to drop in quite easily. So when I've lined it up, it's going to fit in just like that. See? And then that's going to be held in, I'm guessing, by the usual doodle things, the 2.3 by 6mm screw, which we've got here. I'm just going to load one up. This is going to be very tricky. Try to keep this in space as good. I've only put one side in as well at the moment. As you can see, the hole's at the bottom there where I'm going to be screwing this, so we're going to put that one in because that one's in at the moment. I can feel it biting, so that's a good sign. I'm not putting it in all the way because I haven't put this one in yet. There we go, that one is now in. So now I can put it in all the way. So there's the screw hole for that one. And we'll tighten these fully up. I'm guessing we're going to have another problem with the flaps staying slightly open. Now I know some people have done mods with this by shortening the screw used, by filing down some of the edges and really making it fit. But my one on this side has fit absolutely perfectly. So it's only this one that I've got a little bit of a problem with, which I'm going to have to try and have a think about. This one is absolutely flush, as you can see. So that's that done. That was step 15 done and 16 done. So we've got 2 of these bits now absolutely complete. What we need to do now is we need to get back this piece that we had from the last, oh, not the last issue, but the issue before, because we're going to be putting these into the spaces that they go. You've got this space in here, Don't know if that's right. Probably backwards, isn't it, Wayne? Oh, that was right, actually. So there we go. That bit's going to go in there. And this bit's going to be going in just like that. Now you can see that this bit's fitting perfectly in. That bit we're going to have an issue with. So we'll have a fig about that soon. But they're the two bits, that's where they're going to go. The first one they want me to put in, let's take this bit out at the moment for a minute, is in here. So as you can see, I've just put that in, and we're going to be securing that into place. It says rock the tool compartment into position. I don't think I've needed to do that. That fell in absolutely perfectly. We're going to turn it over, and we're going to secure these with the 2.3 by 6mm screws again. They're going to be going in these holes here and here. So let's get them in. First one in. God, these are really tight to go in, which is a good thing. They're not going to fall out. I prefer using my smaller screwdriver for these, I have to say. Seems to get a better grip on them. I think by the end of all these builds, I'm going to have about 100 different screwdrivers, but I'm sure all of you have your favourites, which is your go-to screwdriver to keep things in place. So, that is that bit in there. Now, I will put this bit in, even though I have got this problem with the not closing, and I'll fix that afterwards so you know what we're doing. But basically, yep, this goes into place, so it's going to be fitting sort of like that. Look at that, that's terrible. Need to sort that. And this is going to be secured in again with two of the 2.3 by 6mm screws just into these holes here. So let's have a go at that. The pictures I saw of people having problems with that looked to be the problems with the bigger one, not the smaller one. So am I just unlucky? I don't know. I will fix it. I will fix it. Don't you worry. It will be fixed. And I'll show you how that looks later. But two screws in, and that's basically those two covers there. Okay. Matter of fact, look, I just pushed that down then, and that's fit absolutely flush now. Look, can you see that? Who knows? That's fit perfectly in there. I might just leave it like that, but I don't know. Okay, so that was step 9 done of fitting the tool compartment, and we've screwed that into place. That is basically it. So when we open these, let's just show you on the top camera. As you can see the tool compartments. I'm not opening that one. I'm not opening that one. Okay, right, we're going to put that to one side now because we're going to be working on the sensor. So these are the sensors here. We've got 1, 2 of them. We've got the insides and all sorts of gumph here. What it wants me to do first is put everything that we're going to need in one place, which is basically all of these bits which I've done. First thing we need to do is we'll put these little vents, as you can see here, onto the unit like this. I'm guessing they can only go in one way. Yeah, if you try and put them in the wrong way, it's not going to let you. And there are slight differences between them, so let's see which way they want us to put it in. I've put it in the right way. One of them's got 4 vents, strips, one's got 3. That is the correct way that it goes round. Making sure it's not upside down, but no, that is definitely the way that they've got it in there. Yeah, I had to double check that now. Okay, so once they're in, that was step 4. We're going to 4, 5 and 6 is actually, and 7 is screwing these in. These are going to be screwed in with 2mm by 6 flange screws. So these are the ones that look like that with a little bit of a collar on them. So let's get 4 screws into these to put these in place. Here's the first one. Again, this is going a lot quicker than I thought it was. I thought this was going to be like a 1-hour video. In my days of the old Thunderbirds. God, some of those Thunderbird builds were 2 hours. Okay, here's the next one. Okay, so we've got one vent in, looking just like that at the bottom. We're going to do the second one again with the flanged screws. Does it give the size of these? Is it 6mm? 2 times 6mm they're saying these are, but they have got the metal collar on them. So let's get this one in. Excellent. And we need one more screw just for the other side there. I'll line it up with this one. There we go. Oh, and it's fallen off again. These screwdrivers definitely have seen better days. Look, there's only like 18 issues to go after this, so I'm hoping they'll last. Right, there we go. That's the last one in. So we've got it looking like that. I'll show you that on the top camera. And there we go on the side camera just there. Okay, so once we've got those all screwed in, we've got to open these sensors up. I'm going to take these little things off, but I do keep them. These come in handy for wire tidy later on. So I'm going to take them off because we need to identify different sensors. We have got this sensor here, and then on the back, as you can see there, just try and get the right light, there's an R. And on this one, there is, if I can see, an L. Look on the bottom there, there's an L. Okay, the one we want is, it says, oh, I said L, look, I'm blind, it looked like an L, it's actually a T. It's a T. Okay, so there's a T. So I've got the right one in my hand. We want the one with the T. Now the T is going to be going, it says take the sensor mark T and unwind its lead. We've done that. And we're going to be putting this in to the top one. Okay, so what we're going to do with this top one is we're going to be putting it into the top of this little plastic thing here. You know that it's got the top because you've got the little Rocketeer helmet sort of thing going on. And all we're going to do is we're going to put the lead through here, just like that. And then the sensor, once it's in, is going to just push in to that section there. So it's going to look just like that. And then we're going to be doing the same to the bottom one as well. So we put that through there. And then once again, push that into place. I'm being very careful just to make sure that when I put these in, they're going to fit flush just like that. I don't really want to touch the mesh. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but I don't really want to touch the mesh. But that's that done. And then when we've got all of that, we're going to be screwing this to the front of this unit here. And as you can see, you've got the indent here, so it does tell you which way around it's going. So when this goes in, it's going to fit in perfectly, just like that. Now, I don't know how we attach this, because that was step 12 and 13. Oh, we're going to be putting a screw right down the middle there. The screw we're putting in is a 2 by 6mm screw. Now, this isn't, this is the flanged one again. So I'm just trying to find, that's this one here. That's just going to go straight into the center, and that's going to hold the sensor unit to this front panel here. So let's put that in there. That was quite easy, wasn't it? And then once that's in place, we've got the front sensors are absolutely complete. So now it's time to test it. Now, as you can see, I have already got my testing board here. It's probably best on the top camera here. To connect this up, before I put that, we've got the red, orange and yellow wire coming out of this unit here, going all the way to the end of this board here. Then we've got the blue, orange and yellow and all sorts of wires here coming out at this point here, going into the middle. I've got the battery pack here, which plugs just into this bit here. So on this board, the only thing that hasn't got anything in is this one here. And now the way they want us to connect it is plug the top sensor T. Now we know the top is the one with the Rocketeer helmet on, just like that. That's going to be plugged into the, it says, into the socket mark TX. Right, that's on these end ones here, the TX. So if I look underneath it now, it doesn't actually say TX on mine. I have to say, unless I get the, oh, it does say TX. You just need really good eyes. Right, the TX one is the one to there. And that's the RX one there. So the top sensor here is going to be going into TX. So that's going to be connected into here. Just like so. Oops, let's get that in properly. Perfect. And then the bottom sensor is going to be going into the one next to it, which is the RX one. Again, make sure you put it in the right way. So that's going to look just like that. Okay. So we've got the sensors here. It's pretty tricky. I'm going to turn the power on now. And as you can see, with the power board, we have got a yellow light come on. Can you see that on one of the cameras there? It is yellow, trust me. I know the cameras make it a little bit funny. But it says, bring a piece of stiff A4 paper or an object similar size towards the sensor. When it gets within half a metre or so, the yellow indicator test board should light up. So, as you can see, there's nothing there at the moment. I'm going to put in front my hand. There we go, and it turns on. Take my hand away, turns off. Again, turns on, turns off. It might be worth seeing what sort of range it's got. Let's go back with my hand, back with my hand, back with my hand. Oh, you're looking about 1.5 feet, about 1.5 feet, I reckon. But we know now that those sensors are working. So that's great. I'm happy with that. Now we need to put these sensors in. So what we do is we'll unplug these again. When you unplug them, it's best to wiggle them. You don't want to pull them straight out, otherwise you might end up taking out the plug socket from the test board, which you really don't want to do. I don't need this now, so I'm going to keep that off onto one side. We'll bring up this unit again now, because this now allows us to put this into place. Now, obviously, you want to make sure you put it the right way round. It's always good. Look, I've told you about the Rocketeer now. You can't unsee that. If you've seen the Rocketeer film and you know the helmet, you cannot unsee that little thing there because that's the way it's going to go in. So that's going to go in just like that. Doesn't that look good? Look, that looks excellent. Okay, once we put that in, we're going to be securing this in place with 2.3 by 6mm, which are the normal threaded screws. And there's actually a few of these to put in. Let's just turn it over. We basically got 4 of these to put in. So let's start that now. Start with the one down here. He says as the screw falls off the screwdriver as usual. Right. God, there's wires everywhere. You can see that in the later issues, when we start to put all of these together, we are going to have some fun with all those wires. You just know it. So that's the first one in. Here's the second one. Excellent. Here's the third one. That was, to be honest with you, a really, really good issue, and I didn't have an error. Well, apart from that little door problem, hardly any issues, which I really thought I would have, I have to say. But there you go. This is the fourth one going in. There we go. They're all in. Just looking at that now, that looks really good. What do you think? I'll show you on the main camera, actually. There you go. There's me for scale. But there we go. That's the front. That's looking really good. Said the doors are closed and you can open them, but I said if I open this one, so you can see inside there, when I close it again, if I don't actually put it into place, I'm left with that open. The advantage is that I can just push that and it fits flush. I don't have that problem with this one. See, that's open, closed, and it's flush. So, might have to have a think about that. Okay, that's pretty much it, I think. It just says secure the sensor assembly, put the screws in. Yep, we are done. In the next issue, it looks like we're continuing the ring, and we've got a few more electrics there, which I think is what's going to make it go a certain distance each way when the head spins. Who knows? That was issue 82. Hope you like that video. Take care.